Zimbabwe military clashes with South African troops, tensions explode along the border. In an event that has shocked the Southern African region and captured global headlines, military forces from Zimbabwe and South Africa have reportedly clashed near the Beitbridge border post, in what officials are calling one of the most dangerous escalations between the two nations in recent years. What began as a high-alert standoff has now turned into open confrontation, and questions are mounting about what led to this sudden deterioration in diplomatic and military relations between Harare and Pretoria. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to this channel for timely updates, accurate reporting, and exclusive insights into Zimbabwean and South African politics. We bring you the full story others won't dare to touch. According to sources on the ground, the Zimbabwean military, deployed under what President Emmerson Mnangagwa had earlier described as a regional defense initiative, crossed into a contested buffer zone along the Limpopo River. The South African National Defence Force, SANDF, responded swiftly, citing unauthorized movement and breach of sovereign territory. The situation, which started with verbal standoffs, escalated rapidly, with both sides exchanging live fire for over 40 minutes before reinforcements arrived to de-escalate. While both governments are scrambling to avoid labeling this as a war, the reality on the ground says otherwise. Reports suggest casualties on both sides, although the official numbers remain unconfirmed. Military helicopters were seen hovering in the area, and armored vehicles rolled in through nearby roads, signaling that both Zimbabwe and South Africa had prepared for the worst. This violent clash comes on the heels of mounting political pressure between President Cyril Ramaphosa and President Mnangagwa, especially following repeated verbal jabs between Zimbabwean authorities and South African opposition voices like Julius Malema. Malema, who has been openly critical of the Zimbabwean regime, has recently called on South Africa to take a firmer stance against what he terms political decay in Zimbabwe. That pressure seems to have strained diplomatic lines further, with Mnangagwa accusing South African politicians of interfering in Zimbabwean affairs. Meanwhile, citizens on both sides of the border are living in fear. Farmers in Limpopo have begun evacuating their lands, while Zimbabwean traders near Beitbridge are shutting down operations amid fears of further military retaliation. Civil society groups have urged the African Union and SADC to intervene immediately and mediate before the situation deteriorates beyond repair. It's worth noting that just weeks ago, Zimbabwe had increased troop presence near the border, under the guise of combating smuggling and cross-border crimes. However, many political analysts believe that this was a strategic move to prepare for military provocation or to send a message to Pretoria that Zimbabwe would no longer tolerate political criticism from South African leaders or their allies. Observers are now questioning whether this clash could ignite a larger regional conflict or if it will remain a sharp but isolated incident. South African military analysts have warned that any continued aggression will be met with measured force, while Zimbabwe's defense ministry has released a statement claiming the troops were provoked and defending national pride. As this situation unfolds, the entire Southern African region watches with bated breath. Will diplomacy prevail, or is this the beginning of a dangerous new era of militarized politics in Africa? Before we wrap up, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for continued updates on this developing story and more on Zimbabwe-South Africa relations. We'll keep you informed, alert, and empowered with the truth as it happens. What do you think about this military clash? Is this a wake-up call for African unity, or a step toward deeper division? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned.